Hello everyone, welcome to Sharmit. In this session, we are going to discuss about another very important topic for ngClass directive, where we will learn how we can utilize function in order to apply the CSS classes to HTML element using ngClass directive. If you remember, in our last session, we talked about the array concept, and prior to that, we talked about the string concept. So those were the two methods that we can also use for applying the CSS classes, but here we are going to learn about the new thing, that is function. Because in projects, yes, there are some scenarios where we are supposed to utilize the function in order to apply the dynamic CSS. So today we will cover that only. Okay, but before we continue the session, I would like to recommend you to please go and check out the previously released sessions first, because they all are in proper sequence and sync. So if you follow them sequentially, then it would be much more easier for you to understand the ongoing topic, because for time being we are just mainly focusing on how to use ngClass directive with function. Alright, so I think agenda is clear. So simply go to app.component.ts file. Here in this ts file, we as usual we will declare the we will add the module that we need for ngClass directive. So for that, simply go to import section. Here write common module. So common module is the module that provides us the ngClass directive. So you can see common module is added here in this line number 1, which allows us to use the ngClass directive. Now after this, later on we will declare some variables also and functions also, but right now I'm just going to the app.component.html file. Here we can see one heading is already coming, that is Angular directives demo by Sharmit. So we will add simply the next heading, which is h2, and here in this h2 we will write ngClass directive with function to apply with function ngClass directive with function for applying dynamic for applying the CSS class. So this is the second heading for our text for our demo, where so main agenda is to learn about this thing, which is ngClass directive with function for applying CSS class. Now next what we will do, we will add one paragraph here. So on this paragraph we will apply the different classes to set the properties. Okay, so just write some sample data here. So we can simply write this is the sample text for the demo of ngClass directive, and then we can add one br tag here, and after that we will add here we will also see the practical example for ngClass directive. So this is the sample text. Okay, so let's run this code and see if HTML element is working fine or not. So here I will write ngserve -open, enter. So it will take few seconds and it will automatically run the browser for you. If there is no error, in case if there is any error, it will show that error to you. But here you can see we are getting the everything properly. That means there is no error. Now next what we will do, we will apply the CSS classes to this paragraph. So for that, let's go to app.component.css file. Here we will create two classes. Remember, declaring the classes, adding the properties would be same for all demos, but the different thing is how we are applying it. Okay, so let's apply firstly let's declare the class. So here I will create one class with the name class color, and then we will use curly braces, and inside this we will write here background color. In background color we will write yellow color and just save it. Okay, so this class is added. Now next what we will do, we will write here class border, and in this border class we will apply the border. So border 5 pixels solid black. Perfect. Now you can save it, and these two classes are ready, but not applied yet. Okay, so to apply this thing, what we will do, we will simply go to paragraph tag, and here like we are supposed to use one function which will help us to apply the classes. So we will simply write here ngClass, and inside this double quotes we will write the name of the function which we want to create. So I want to create apply classes function. Okay, so apply classes, so this would be the function name. So it's always better to copy the name of the classes and variables so that there is very less chance of typo. So I just simply copied it from here. Now you can give go to app.component.ts file. Inside this ts file we have one class. So inside this class we will create another function. Here we will create the function. So to create the function, just put the name of the function and the parenthesis, opening closing, and then the opening closing curly braces. Now from this function we want to return some values. Okay, so to return that we will write here simply return and then curly braces, opening closing, and now we will set the variable values, classes value. So the first name, the name of the first class is color class, so we will simply write here color class, and to this color class we will set the value as true, then comma, and then the second class is color border. So for this class also we will set the value, but this time I'm setting the value as false. So this means now these two classes are set, one is having the value as true and another one is having as false. So if you see the output, as of now we are not getting anything, so let's save it and also save the CSS file. So this is the mandatory thing for us, to make sure that we have saved all the file that whatever we have created, and then we need to check the classes. Like here you can see apply classes is added, so let's go to app.component.html class. Name is already copied, you just need to add the parenthesis here. So once parenthesis is added, that means function is applied successfully. So if you see the browser, you will see after a refresh, let me save the files again. Okay, so something is maybe we missed something or something is wrong. We need to check apply classes is there, then in class we have applied yellow color for background color and class color and class border. Let me check if these variables are okay or not. Oh, we made it wrong. It should be class color, not color class, and it should be class border, not color border. Class border. Now you can save it. Okay, perfect. So now you can see the text of the paragraph is coming with a yellow background because the value of the first class is true. So what we made wrong earlier, like we put the wrong name, and that is why like I always recommend to copy paste the name directly, so that there is a very less chance of having this kind of issue. So here in this program what is happening, like firstly the code is going to the paragraph, then it is checking that it should apply, it will apply this apply classes function. So once this function is called, it will go to app.component.ts file, where it will check the values, and if the value is true, it will simply enable that particular class. So here in this case the first variable value is true, so it is applying the background color, but for the second one the value is false, so it is simply skipping that part and it applies only the yellow background. But if you want to apply the border as well, so you can change the value of this value, and now you can see it is coming with a border. If you make the first one as false, it will only apply the border, not the color. So in short, everything is dependent on these two variables. If you make it both false, it will not apply any CSS class because both values are false. If you apply both values as true, it will apply all the properties because both classes are active. Clear? So you can use this term class active or inactive or on or off, so that you can easily relate. And that is why like we always prefer to go with the meaningful name of the classes as well. So by looking at the code, you can easily relate what value we are storing and why we are using that class. Clear? So I hope now this part is clear, and so far like we have discussed three things. One is through string, one is through array, and now we have discussed the function part also. So these are the three methods for applying the CSS classes. In the next session we will discuss few more things. Meanwhile, if you have any queries, questions or suggestion, you can reach out through comments section. So yeah, that's all for today. See you in the next session with new topic. Thank you for watching Tech Sharmit.